to the supine sequence for this month's 30-day challenge. We're going to start lying on our back. Go ahead and stretch your arms out over your head and your legs out long on your mat. And take a moment to just take a few breaths and feel the length of your spine.
This is Archie.
You're going to start turning your wrists and your ankles, starting to warm up your limbs. And then stretch out one more time. And go ahead, pull your right knee up towards your shoulder with both hands. Give your knee a squeeze. And then take that leg across your body, lift your low back and your hip. And if you can let your foot rest on the floor. You're just breathing into this twist through your spine, starting to feel the muscles that braid themselves up your back. Start to stretch. You can keep looking up to the ceiling, or if you want, you can turn and look out over your hand. And then you're going to bring that leg back to center and stretch it along on the mat. Let's switch to the other side. Left knee, you're going to pull it up to your shoulder. Give this squeeze. You can let your low back just melt into the floor. Allowing yourselves a few deep breaths. And then on this side, you're going to let the leg come across your body. Lift your low back, lift your hip off of the floor. If you can let your foot come down to the mat. Breaths. Look out over the hand, just stretching, opening up through your back. And then you're going to bring your legs back to center. Place one foot on the floor and then the other foot on the floor. Just take a moment to line them up hip to bone distance apart. So while you're lying here, let yourself find your head to be heavy, your ribs to be heavy, your tailbone to be heavy. And you're going to start to breathe into your back. So you're going to feel that your waist or your ribs start to expand out to the sides, back into the mat. And then when you exhale, blow out your air, feel your ribs start to draw together. Your belly's going to sink towards your spine. And there's this sensation that it's pulling in and wide. Reach your arms long at your sides and squeeze the backs of your shoulders down into the floor, opening up across your chest. Okay, you're going to start rocking your pelvis back and forth, pushing your low back into the mat, and then reverse. Arch your low back off of the mat. And you're going to continue with this movement, just like you're rocking your pelvis like a boat in the water. Breathing like you're walking down the street, but when you exhale, drain out all of the air. Let your ribs draw together and your belly sink towards your spine. The next time you imprint your waist, you're going to hold here. Push the shoulders into the floor, arms and hands into the floor. Push your feet into the floor and start to pick your hips up. Reach your knees out over your toes. And then starting from between the shoulder blades, you're going to let your ribs come down to the floor, then your low back, your pelvis, and your tailbone. And you're going to keep on going here, finding a moderate pace. Now, if for whatever reason you're not rolling through the spine, if you have herniated discs or osteoporosis, you're going to opt to just press your arms and feet into the floor and pick your hips straight up, and then set your ribs and your pelvis straight down. So whichever option is appropriate for you, you're going to choose. And the next time you lift up into your bridge, either the articulated or your flat back bridge, you're going to pause here for a few breaths. Push the backs of your shoulders into the floor, reach long through your arms, push down through your palms. Feel the weight in your pelvis reaching out towards your knees over your toes. And then this last time, you're going to come back down to the floor. Lift one leg up to tabletop, the other leg up to tabletop, and squeeze your thighs together like you have one big leg. Sweep your arms out to the side so that your palms face up, head, base ribs, tailbones heavy. You're going to twist your pelvis to the right, lifting your low back on the left and your hip off the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull your torso back to center. And then repeat to the opposite side. Your head's heavy, collarbones are wide, and your arms are reaching long out to your sides. You're going to find yourself a moderate pace here, twisting through your spine. Breathing like you're walking down the street, but when you exhale, pull your breastbone back down through your body, pull your belly button in towards your spine. Supine spine twist.
4, 5.
If you find having your legs at tabletop is a little too intense, you can just dangle your heels towards your bottom.
9.
You're going to let yourself be nice and even on both sides. And then pause, bring one foot down and the other. And find your spine to be in neutral again. Head's heavy, base ribs heavy, tailbones heavy, little space under your back. Sweep your arms up towards the ceiling, back towards your ears. And then reverse them up towards the ceiling and down towards your hips. And you're going to keep going here. Find your Pilates breath again. Breathe into your ribs and stretch nice and wide. And then as you exhale, draw your ribs together in the front, pull your belly in and wide. We're going to keep going here with the arms. You're going to layer in a chest lift. So as your arms sweep up to the ceiling, you're going to pick up your head, draw your chin towards your throat, look towards your belly button, reach past your hips, and then lay your spine back down. You're trying to peel your shoulder blades off of the floor. Fold under your breasts like you're folding a piece of paper. And each time you look up to your pelvis, you see that it's staying level. If you feel that you need a little more support behind your head, you can just bring your hands behind your head. The next time you come up into your chest lift, reach for your thighs, wiggle your shoulders up a little bit more, and just hold here. You can hold onto your thighs, you can have your hands reaching past your hips, or if you need support, you have your hands behind your head. A few more breaths, and then as you exhale, you're going to bring your head, neck, and shoulders down, arms by your side. Pick one leg up to tabletop, adjust your spine and pelvis so that they're neutral, and you're going to tap that toe down and lift that leg back up. Hinging at your hips, trying to keep your spine and pelvis neutral.
Can you put this ball in my hand?
One more time on this side. And then your foot's going to find the floor. Stabilize your spine and pelvis. Pick the other leg up. So you're going to find a moderate pace here. Continuing with your Pilates breath, pulling your belly in and wide on your exhales. The next time you lift the leg to tabletop, you're going to start to alternate. Pull your belly in, pick the other leg up, one leg taps, the other knee comes up. If you find that this is a little bit too intense for your low back, you can return to the previous variation. Widen across your chest, get a little squeeze between the backs of your shoulders and your mat. Ribs drawing in, belly's drawing in, little space under your back. One more each side. Then you're going to place one foot on the floor, the other foot on the floor. Open your arms out to the side. Let your knees drop. And then you're going to let your knees drop to the other side. Bring your spine and your pelvis back to neutral. Line your heels up with your sits bones. Sweep your arms out to the side. Your knees are going to open away from one another out to the sides. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring them back together. Butterflying the knees. Notice here, as you move through your hips, can you keep your spine and your pelvis in neutral? No movement breath like you're walking down the street. But when you exhale, sink your breastbone towards your spine, pull your belly in. Last time, doing both legs together. And now you're gonna try just the right leg. Right leg opens out to the side and comes back up to the center. Out to the side and comes back up to the center. So you're gonna let your leg fall out to the side, feel your inner thigh, your belly, work to pull your leg back up to center. Are you able to keep your spine and your pelvis still neutral? Your breath still smooth. One more time with this leg. And then try the other side. Knee falls out to the side, belly draws in, squeeze the inner thigh to bring it back to center. And just notice in your body, does this feel the same as it did on the other side? A little different? If it's different, how would you describe that to yourself? One more time here. We're going to add on. This time when your right leg falls out to the side, you're going to straighten your leg on the mat. Then turn the leg back to parallel, toes and knees point up, and pull the heel back towards your buttocks. And you're going to repeat. Knee falls out to the side, straighten the leg, exhale, pull the heel back towards the buttock. So you're doing a single heel slide with external and internal rotation of your hip bone. Noticing here, can you keep your spine in neutral? Your head, base ribs, tailbone heavy, little space under your back. You're going to try one more on this side. And then you're going to repeat on the opposite side. Leg falls out to the side, straighten the knee, turn the knees and toes back up to the ceiling, pull your heel towards your buttock. You're going to keep going here. Head's heavy, base ribs heavy, tailbone's heavy, little space under your back. Breathing like you're walking down the street, but when you exhale, let your breastbone sink towards your body, your belly's pulling in and wide. Again, like before, do you notice the sensation on this side is similar or is different than the other side? If it's different, how would you describe that to yourself? Last time. And then you're going to bend the knee, draw the heel towards the buttock. You're going to lift one leg up to tabletop, the other leg up to tabletop. Squeeze the thighs together. Find your neutral. Your head's heavy, your base ribs heavy, your tailbone's heavy, little space under your back. And now you're going to squeeze your thighs, straighten your knees up to the ceiling, bend the knees, drop the heels towards your bum. You're going to find a moderate to fast pace here. So you're just going to start to feel the fronts of your thighs start to get a little warm. Feel those muscles working. As you continue this movement with your legs, revisit the concept of your Pilates breath. So you're breathing into your ribs, but when you exhale, your belly's pulling in and wide. Now start to coordinate the breath with your legs so that when you reach your legs up to the ceiling, you're exhaling, pulling your belly back in towards your spine. So you're creating a little bit of opposition here. Legs reach up, belly button pulls back in towards your spine. Couple more here. And the next time your heels just bend towards your bum, you're going to reach towards the backs of your thighs and hold on. Take a breath in. Lift your head, nod your chin towards your throat, fold under the breast, come up into a chest lift. Use your arms holding onto your thighs to pick your shoulder blades up off of the floor. You can always bring your hands back behind your head if you need to. Squeeze your heels together, turn your thigh bones out, flex your feet. You're going to pull your knees in towards your shoulders, and then you're going to reach your legs out away from you. So you're going to keep going here with the legs, and then bring your hands behind your head. Elbows are nice and wide. If you are not doing any rounding through the spine, if you have osteoporosis herniated disc, you're going to keep going with the legs, and you're just going to lay your body down on the floor. The lower you reach your legs down towards the floor, the more challenging this is going to be for you to keep your base ribs heavy, your tailbone heavy, and your pelvis level. You're going to coordinate your breathing so you're exhaling on the part of the movement that you find the most challenging. Allow yourself 2 more. And then you're gonna pause with your legs straight. Reach to hold on to your thighs, and you're gonna start to point and flex your feet. Smooth breath. Ribs and belly drawing in on your exhales. Remember to keep your head down if for whatever reason you're not rounding through the spine. Last 2 repetitions with the feet. And then you're going to bend your knees in towards your chest. Hold on. Make yourself a tight little ball. Flip your fingertips behind your thighs. Take a breath in.
Can I close this?
No, not right now.
Mom, my ball can't see cord.
Working out with kids. Okay, so you're going to lift your head, nod your chin towards your throat, pull your belly in. Let your legs start to come to tabletop, and your legs reaching away from your face is going to help you peel your shoulder blades off the floor. Take a few breaths here that you can really get wide and flat across the back of your pelvis. And then as you exhale, start to draw your pubic bone up towards your belly button. So you're not really forcing an imprint through your low back, but you feel that your low belly's pulled in and your low back is long. Hands can come wherever you need them for support. If you can, you're going to reach them by your sides. You can squeeze your legs together, and you're going to start pulsing your arms up and down. Nice, strong, vigorous pulse with your arms. Reaching past your hips, trying to fold under your breath, under your breast. Now you're going to start to shape your breath, so you're breathing in for a count of 5 beats, and exhaling for a count of 5 beats. Keep a moderate to fast pace. You're trying to build up your circulation. And if you want to make this more challenging, squeeze your thighs together, reach your feet up to the ceiling. If you feel you need more of a challenge than that, you can start with your legs low and pull them up from the floor. The lower your legs are to the floor, the more challenging the movement. You're going to continue to do this. 2 more breath sequences. And on your final exhale, draw your knees towards your chest, let your head come down, and just roll your head from side to side. We're going to proceed with breaking down the series of 5. So you're going to keep your head down, arms long at your side, bring your pelvis to neutral. Reach one leg out to 45 degrees, and then you're going to switch. Head's heavy, base ribs heavy, tailbone's heavy, little space under the back. The higher your legs reach up to the ceiling, the easier it is for you to keep your pelvis and your spine neutral. The lower your legs reach out, the more you increase your challenge. Now if you feel that you can lift your head, you're going to nod your chin towards your throat, fold under your breast, and you're going to start pulling one knee to the opposite shoulder. Really pull your knee up towards your shoulder, push the other foot away from you. You're trying to keep your pelvis level. Smooth, steady breath. Last time each side, make sure you're nice and even. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Let your head come down. Legs come back to tabletop. Collarbones are wide. Pelvis is level. You're going to reach both legs out and bend your knees back to 45, or back to tabletop. So you're going to keep going. The higher your legs reach, the easier this is. The lower they reach, the more challenging it is for your core. So you're going to choose what's appropriate for you. If having the legs straight is too much, come back to your single toe taps. If you feel that you can do this with your head lifted, you're going to lift your head, nod your chin towards your throat, and you're going to reach your legs out and then pull them back in. A couple more. Last time, hug your knees in towards your chest. Let your head, neck, and shoulders come down. Let your head sway from side to side. Flip your fingertips behind your thighs. Pull your knees towards your chest. Take a breath in, lift your head, nod your chin towards your throat, pull your thighs away from your chest, and peel your shoulder blades off of the floor. You're looking at your pelvis, you're keeping it nice and level. You're gonna take the hands behind one knee, tap the opposite toe, and then switch. Find your Pilates breath. Breathe into your ribs. And as you exhale, you're pulling your belly in and wide. If you can keep your pelvis level, you can start to straighten your legs. Holding on behind the thigh at first. And as you feel more able, you can start to walk your hands up your leg, coming closer to the ankle. Last time each side. Bring both legs up to the ceiling. Let your head, neck, and shoulders come down. And just sway your head from side to side. If you're keeping your head down on the mat, you're going to keep your head down, arms long at your side or tucked under your bottom. You're going to lower the legs a few inches and pull them back up to vertical. You can always do this with bent knees. If you feel comfortable, you can come up into your chest lift, hands behind the head, elbows out to the side. Lower the legs a few inches, pull them back up to your vertical. It's more important to try and keep your chest lift, shoulder blades peeled off the floor, than it is to lower your legs. Couple more. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders down. One foot comes down, other foot comes down. Let your knees sway from side to side. Last one in this series. You're going to start to alternate the legs again. Picking one leg up, pulling the knee towards the shoulder, placing the foot down. Start to reach your free leg out to 45 degrees. You're level across the back of your pelvis. Each time you exhale, feel your breastbone sink towards your spine, your belly's pulling in and wide. If you feel able, you're going to lift your head, nod your chin towards your throat, peel your shoulder blades off the floor. For those of you who have your head lifted, you're going to start to rotate towards the knee that's pulling into the shoulder. Exhaling on the part of the movement that you feel is the most challenging. Your pelvis is staying level, your ribs are twisting. Couple more. You want to make sure you're nice and even both sides. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Lay your head, neck, and shoulders down. Okay, you're going to put your feet down on the mat and just shift yourself forward or back until when you straighten your legs, you feel that you're within the frame of your mat. Your head and your feet are within the frame of your mat. You're going to sweep your arms out to T and pick your right leg up to your vertical. Let that leg fall across your body. Lift your right hip and low back. Circle that leg down over the other leg, out to the side, and back up to the ceiling. You're going to let your hips and your waistline lift off of the mat as you reach your leg across your body, and then pull your spine and pelvis back to neutral as your leg sweeps over the other foot and out to the side. Smooth breath like you're walking down the street, but when you exhale, ribs and belly are drawing in. Find a moderate pace. Last two. And then hug your knee in towards your chest. Lay that leg down. Just get a sense of how you feel on that side compared to the other side. Maybe feel a little longer. Your back, arms sweep out to the side. Other leg bends to tabletop, straightens up to your vertical. You're going to let that leg come across your body. Lift your waist, lift your hip. Circle the leg over the other foot. Stabilize your pelvis back in neutral. And then repeat. Collarbones are wide. Nice long neck. Use your waistline to pick up your hip and your back off of the floor and then to stabilize it back into neutral. straighten your knees by squeezing the muscles of your thighs. Shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. Last two. And then you're gonna hug your knee in towards your chest, lay the other leg down. We're gonna end off with roll-ups. So if you aren't able to do a roll-up just yet, don't worry. It's gonna take some practice. You have to start somewhere. If you're not rolling through your back because you have herniated discs or osteoporosis, choose one of those previous exercises that are supported. So you're lying on your back, you have a neutral spine, and just choose one of the exercises that you felt challenged your abdominals the most. For those of you who are following along with the rolling option, I'd like you to separate your legs about hip bone distance apart, flex your feet, pull your toes back towards your nose, and dig your heels into the floor like you're gonna pull your heels towards your buttocks, and your knees are gonna come off the floor a little bit. This is gonna relax or give you some more space through your hips. Take a breath in, reach your arms back towards your ears, and then as you reverse, you're gonna lift your head, nod your chin towards your throat, hold on to your thighs. And now this is the hardest part. You're gonna try to curl, fold under your breasts, lift the bones of your back that are just on your shoulder blades off of the floor, and then continue to peel up. Now you're gonna press your legs into the floor, round your spine, and dive yourself forward. Lift your hands towards your toes. So careful that you're not folding at your hips and sticking your bum out. We're not looking for a stretch through the buttocks, we're looking for more of a stretch through your low back. And you're gonna do that by engaging your low belly muscles. So when you reach forward, posteriorly tilt a little bit. Pull your pubic bone up towards your chin, pull your belly off of your thighs. And you're probably gonna lift away from your thighs a little bit, but you've lengthened your back. Then bend your knees, dig your heels into the floor, take a breath. And as you exhale, you're gonna pull the back of your waistband into the floor. Start to push your thighs into the floor, breath in, and then as you exhale, you're gonna come right back up. So you're gonna continue here, not bringing your shoulders down just yet, but start to feel that your low back and your pelvis, back curls first, then pelvis dives forward. And you start bending and straightening your legs as you need to. If you're more familiar with this movement, you don't need to bend your legs. You can just flow through your roll-ups. Pulling your toes back towards your nose, scooping your belly as you reach over your feet. The more you keep your arms by the ears, the more challenging this exercise is. Last two.
Mom.
Blow out all your air. And then let yourself come to sit up. So that's going to complete this section of the supine sequence for your challenge videos. If you found that some of these exercises you're not able to do them completely and you find them challenging, that's okay. You have 30 days to work on them. If you have any questions, you can always contact an instructor at the studio by emailing info@pilatesandwalk.com or reaching out on the Instagram page or the Facebook page that's associated with the challenge. So good luck with these. Remember to listen to your body and most of all have fun. I'll see you in the next video.